Just a new radiator. Nothing fancy. Just a aluminum core radiator. Draining the old one. I went ahead. I bought one of those Prestone flush kits. I did not buy the chemical. I just bought the like $4 or $4 little kit, the attachment stuff, and I made this drain line that hooks into the top of the radiator. I put the T in the upper line, hooked the hose up to it, stuck the drain in the fill tube, and I turned the heater to high, turned the water on, started the engine, ran about 5 minutes. It really wasn't ever disgusting. It looked like really weak green tea. I mean, weak green tea. I would say most of it was water. Anyway, I popped the drain valve open. This old radiator. Got it draining. Anyway, while that's doing its thing, I think I'll go ahead and crack the there's 3 bolts on either side on the old radiator. I think I'll crack those loose. Crack the hoses loose. I got new upper hoses, new lower hoses. The only hose I didn't order is this hose. I think the bypass is what it is. So obviously I'll let it go for today. Go ahead and reuse it. I got and amongst all this stuff, I got new thermostat, gasket. So I'm going to get started on this. It's getting late in the day and I want to get this done. I'll be back with you. The old radiator's out. Transmission line, lower transmission line there, just sticking out right there. So next, I really think I'll just go ahead and pop this thermostat off this housing and take a look-see. But first I'm going to hit it with probably some brake cleaner, break some of that yuck off. That bottom bolt should just be 2 bolts. All I'm seeing, one right here, tip of my finger, and one right here. I think I'll go ahead and pop that off, get the thermostat in while this is out of the way, make it a little bit easier. See you in a little bit. Okay, I took the thermostat housing off, and what a god-awful ugly mess that is. So my RT beat it. So I got the housing out here caked and easy off. I'll get it cleaned up. I'll get the mating surfaces looking like new, and then I'll put that back on. I'm going to leave that thermostat right where it is while I'm cleaning that surface. Maybe keep some of that yuck from getting in there. Anyway, I'll be back in a bit. Okay, I took the thermostat housing off, and what a god-awful ugly mess that is. So I got the housing out here caked and easy off. So I will be back in a bit. Okay. New radiators in, new lines. New Fram oil filter. Garrett serviced today. Oh. That radiator's been changed before, because whoever changed it last time cut the lines down here for the transmission and just stubbed in rubber in the nipple off the radiator and the hard line for the transmission. Anyway, I'm real pleased. That was a midline priced radiator off of eBay. Alright. I had fun doing this. I had a bit of a brain fart. And when I hooked up the transmission lines at the bay at the bottom of the radiator, I didn't tighten the fitting before I attached the rubber hose, so we ran this thing in for a test run, and of course when we got there I stopped to get gas and it was leaking. Oh, it's a minor thing, but it's done, it's fixed, or not really fixed, just tightened up. Oh, other than that, everything seems to be fine. Temperature's great. Okay, this is a final wrap-up, follow-up video to the radiator replacement on this 1990 Jeep Wrangler 4.2 liter automatic. This is a pretty good little project. I enjoyed it. I'd like to apologize from the get-go for the poor quality of the video. I'm not sure what happened. The video was a piss poor quality and chunks of it are gone. So I apologize for the big gaps in what I was doing. I cobbled together the best I could and put it together in this video. So again, I apologize for the quality, and I apologize for the substance or lack thereof. The only issue I've had with this radiator was of my own doing. I failed to ensure that the fittings in the bottom of the radiator for the radiator to hook to the transmission lines were tight. My mistake. I just hooked the lines up and went about my business, which resulted later that night in a test run into the gas station, and when we got there, the entire engine compartment was drenched in transmission fluid and made a hell of a mess. One of the side effects of that drenching was it completely destroyed the original factory weather stripping on the cowling, between the cowling and the hood. It completely destroyed it. It just disintegrated. So that had to get replaced. As you saw, that radiator was an inexpensive Sunbelt radiator I picked up off of eBay. It's been 7 weeks now, and it's been completely reliable so far. I realize it's only 7 weeks, but I'm very happy with the overall fit, finish, and quality of this radiator. It's just a simple radiator, folks. You can spend 2 and 3 times as much money on a radiator. I don't know that you're going to get 2 or 3 times as much cooling. This thing cools great. So I'm exceptionally happy with it. Barring a catastrophic failure on workmanship or materials in the radiator, I expect to get many years of reliable service out of it. The hoses, they're cut to fit hoses. SummitRacing.com. Not difficult at all. The only hose I did not end up replacing was the bypass hose, and what finally made up my mind not to replace it is it's fairly new to begin with, so it showed no signs of stress. So I'm going to get another year or so service out of it. I'm sure maybe next year I'll pick up a new hose and put it on. Otherwise, I'm pretty happy with it just the way it is. So, final thought, this was a good project. I really enjoyed it. It's a project I wouldn't hesitate to recommend you do yourself. I know that several of the steps in the project got lost because of equipment failure on my camera, apparently. But it's really not that difficult, folks. 3 bolts on each side of the radiator that holds this particular model in. You've got upper radiator line, a lower radiator line, and 2 transmission lines to hook to it. And then your overflow. That's it. It's not that difficult, particularly on this model. As you can see, it's wide open to work on. So it's very easy. If you're going to do this like I did and do the flushing, you can use the chemical flush if you want. I don't like using the chemical flush. I just use water. I just flush it real good with water. What I would recommend you do, if you're going to flush one of these out, when you are completely done flushing, stuff's removed, and you're ready to start putting things back in, go ahead and change out your thermostat then. You could have gotten some gunk built up in it with the flushing. You just never know about a thermostat. Sometimes the smallest things, just fiddling around like this, will cause them to fail. So you might save yourself a headache down the line. It's relatively inexpensive. As you saw, pick up a thermostat and a gasket. Take your time, clean up your mating surfaces, get them installed, and you should have years of service out of them with no problem. Okay, that'll wrap it up for this one. If this helped anyone, which I doubt because of its chopped up nature, that's great. I'm glad it helped. If it misled anyone, I'm terribly sorry. It was not my intent. At the very least, I hope it was entertaining. I hope it wasn't a complete waste of your time to watch. Hope you enjoyed something out of it. I've got plenty more to do, so I'll have some more videos for you later. If you care to watch them, I'll see you there.